The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The Golden Isles by-election race heating up as the PLP candidate says the constituency was being ignored. The JCMP confirming it is going to host independent parades with the major Junkanoo groups. And the final group of Melissa evacuees return home. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Monday, November 3rd, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Deandra Cartwright will be joining us. Also this morning, World Diabetes Day, fast approaching, November 14th. We'll talk about diabetes and the big problem with diabetes in this country. That's all ahead, but first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the race for the November 24th Golden Isles by-election heating up. After nomination day on Friday, 4 candidates nominated to contest the seat left vacant after the death of Vaughn Miller. The PLP's Darren Pickstock, the FNM's Brian Brown, independent candidate Karen Butler, and Coalition of Independents candidate Brian Roll, all successfully nominated at Anatole Rogers Senior High School. Golden Isles constituent Craig Powell, who walked into the school alone to submit his document, was unsuccessful, though. Both the PLP and the FNM drawing large crowds of supporters, Pickstock arriving at the school with a motorcade and PLP supporters, including Prime Minister Philip Davis and other PLP cabinet members. Prime Minister spoke through the clamor, noting that Pickstock continued the work in progress made by the government. However, PLP candidate Pickstock sounding more like a member of the opposition on Friday, as he and his constituency have been ignored and neglected. Speaking from a rally-type stage after he nominated at Anatole Rogers High School, Pickstock said he's offering real progress, saying, quote, "I am tired of people being ignored. That is why I'm running. I'm tired of people calling for help and getting excuses. I'm tired of seeing our community wait years for the simple things, a fixed streetlight, a paved road, a safe park for kids to play in." In other news, there's more controversy in the Junkanoo world after the JCMP confirming on Friday that it will host 2 independent major Junkanoo groups, including the Saxons, the Roots, One Family, and the world-famous Valley Boys. In response, the NJC, the National Junkanoo Committee, which is now managing the Boxing Day and New Year's Day parades, insisted that the major Junkanoo groups have not communicated any decision to withdraw from the national parades. On Friday, the JC moved forward from its traditional role as managing the annual Boxing Day and New Year's Day parades, following the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture's recent decision to move the JCNP and replace it with the NJC. The statement said, quote, "We extend our best to the Junkanoo Committee as they continue their stewardship of the national parades. However, as proud Bahamians and cultural custodians, the NJCP and its member groups will exercise our constitutional right to peacefully assemble and to celebrate Junkanoo in its purest, most organic form. In that spirit, and community-driven Junkanoo experiences on Bay Street this December and January at times and dates that will not conflict or compete with the government's events." Well, the NJC later issued a response claiming that no major groups have withdrawn from the national parades, saying, quote, "Junkanoos across multiple organizations are currently in their shacks building, designing, and preparing to bring their costumes, music, and creativity to Bay Street this Christmas season." The last of the nearly 1,500 Hurricane Melissa evacuees left New Providence yesterday on a flight to Exuma, which was serving as a hub for transporting them back to islands in the southeast Bahamas. Minister of State with responsibility for disaster risk management, Leon Lundy, confirming this yesterday ahead of Melissa's arrival in the country as a Category 1 storm. Government ordered mandatory evacuations of Acklands, Crooked Island, Long Key, Inagua, and Mayaguana on Friday after the all-clear was given. Prime Minister Davis announced the discontinuation of the order. While the government issued the order for the southeast Bahamas, central Bahamas ultimately bore the brunt of Melissa, which made landfall on Long Island before continuing its path over Rum Cay and San Salvador. Throughout the central and southeast Bahamas, islands had varying degrees of wind damage and flooding, mostly as a result of the heavy rains produced by Melissa. Up until yesterday, the electricity supply was still disrupted on a number of islands. BPL saying power on Cat Island, Inagua, Mayaguana, and Rum Cay was successfully restored, but on Exuma, BPL said restoration was substantially complete and that minor repair work continued in isolated areas affected by flooding. It said that Acklands, 5 customers were still without power. Crooked Island, fewer than 10 customers were waiting for restoration, and that on Long Island, 95% of the island was restored. The Ministry of Education also announcing that schools on Cat Island, Exuma, Inagua, and Rum Cay would reopen today. However, schools on Acklands, Crooked Island, Long Key, Long Island, Mayaguana, Ragged Island, and San Salvador would remain closed until further notice. Some sad news coming out of St. Augustine's College. This school mourning the recent passing of a student who died while in Panama City attending the first Global Robotics Challenge. The school in a statement saying, quote, "The loss is felt profoundly by our entire school family," saying their thoughts, prayers, and unwavering support are with the student's family and loved ones. The school stated that the well-being, safety, and support of students is of the utmost importance. The school said that it was in close communication with all relevant authorities, providing assistance wherever needed, and asked for members of the public to extend gratitude during this difficult period. A 31-year-old man accused of sodomizing his 9-year-old niece pleaded not guilty to an incest charge on Friday. The man's name has been withheld to conceal the identity of his alleged victim. Prosecutors allege that the sexual abuse took place in August 2023 in New Providence. The accused, who's on remand, denied the allegation at his arraignment with Archer Mins. She has assigned the case to Justice Janine Weech Gomez. The accused will appear before her on November 12th to learn his trial date. And 2 New Providence men are facing murder and other serious charges following an October 25th shooting. Prosecutors say 22-year-old Mandingo Cartwright of Burial Ground Corner and 19-year-old Cristiano Thompson of Thompson Lane are responsible for the murder of Mackay Taylor and the attempted murders of Bruce Russell and Tyrone Jones. The men are also accused of possession of a firearm to endanger the lives of Russell and Jones. The charges stem from an early morning shooting on University Drive. The accused were not required to enter pleas to the charges when they made their initial court appearance before Assistant Chief Magistrate Cara Turnquest DeVoe. They were denied bail, and the matter has been adjourned to January 22nd for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Overseas, rescuers and aid workers fanning out across Jamaica to distribute food and water over the weekend, reaching communities still isolated 4 days after Hurricane Melissa hit the island. Now 6. Essential relief supplies are now rolling into hurricane-stricken St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland, most of which had been cut off by fallen concrete posts and trees strewn across roads. In some parts, people were forced to dip buckets into rivers collecting the muddy water for everyday use, while others have been drinking coconut water and roasting breadfruit. In Westmoreland, mangled metal sheets, splintered wooden frames of houses, and fragments of furniture littered the coastline. The Social Security Minister, among several convoys of emergency responders en route to deliver ready-to-eat meals, water, tarp, blankets, medicine, and other essentials. The Jamaica Defense Force set up a satellite disaster relief at a community center near Black River, where care packages are being dispatched to hurricane-stricken residents. Many have been without vital supplies since Tuesday and quickly converged around the truck as word spread that relief supplies were being distributed in the sweltering afternoon sun. Saturday, the United Nations World Food Program received 2,000 boxes of emergency food assistance shipped from Barbados to be distributed in shelters and in the most affected communities in the St. Elizabeth area. And authorities are reporting that a mayor in Mexico's western state of Michoacan had been shot dead in a plaza in front of dozens of people who gathered for Day of the Dead festivities. The mayor of the Urapan municipality, Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodriguez, was gunned down Saturday night in the town's historic center. He was rushed to a hospital where he later died. A city council member and bodyguard were also injured in the attack. The attacker was killed at the scene. The attack on the mayor carried out by an unidentified man who shot him several times. The weapon was linked to 2 armed clashes between rival criminal groups operating in the region. And also from Mexico, a fire and explosion at a convenience store in the northwestern part of the country killed at least 23 people, including children, and injured 12 others. The fire occurred Saturday in downtown Hermosillo, the capital of Sonora State. 6 people remained hospitalized Sunday morning. The Attorney General says preliminary investigations showed the deaths were caused by inhalation of toxic gases. And UK police charging a 32-year-old man with attempted murder over a mass stabbing attack on a train that wounded 11 people. They're saying that he also tried to kill someone at a London transit station earlier the same day. British Transport Police saying Anthony Williams is charged with 10 counts of attempted murder, 1 of actual bodily harm, and 1 of possession of a bladed article over the attack on Saturday. Police say he's also charged with attempted murder over an earlier incident at the Pontoon Dock Light Rail Station in London just before 1 a.m. on Saturday, in which a victim suffered facial injuries after being attacked with a knife. The assailant at the scene, according to authorities. Police say they are also looking for other possible linked offenses. Police say they are not treating the train stabbings as an act of terror and are not looking for other suspects. A second man initially arrested as a suspect was released without charge on Sunday after it was determined that the 35-year-old was not involved. Williams, a British citizen from the city of Peterborough in eastern England, is due to appear in court today. And Ukraine has received more American-made Patriot air defense systems to help it counter Russia's daily barrages, according to President Volodymyr Zelensky. As Russian drones killed a man and injured 5 of his family members, including 2 children, in the latest nighttime attack. Russia's relentless pounding of urban areas behind the front line following its full-scale invasion of Ukraine nearly 4 years ago has killed thousands of civilians. It's also targeted the energy supply to deny civilians heat and running water in winter, as well as disrupt industrial production of Ukraine's newly developed drones and missiles. And U.S. President Donald Trump says he's ordered the Pentagon to begin planning for potential military action in Nigeria as he stepped up his allegations that the government is failing to rein in the persecution of Christians in the West African country. The president also warned that he will, quote, immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. He went on to say, quote, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. He posted that on social media over the weekend. Also saying, quote, I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for a possible attack. If we attack, it'll be fast, vicious, and sweet. Just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Asked by reporters Sunday on Air Force One whether that could mean sending U.S. troops into the country or striking Nigeria from the air, the president was non-committal, saying, quote, could be. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen. Trump's warning coming after Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu earlier on Saturday pushed back on Trump, announcing a day earlier that he was designating the West African country a, quote, country of particular concern for allegedly failing to rein in the persecution of Christians. In a social media statement on Saturday, Tinubu said the characterization of Nigeria as a religiously intolerant country does not reflect the national reality. In sports, swimmers delivered top-notch performances in the 2025 Beast Aquatics and Bernice Butler Open Water events in the province of Grand Bahama over the past few days. The Mako Aquatics Club swimmers were cut above the rest in the girls and boys 11 to 14 division 5K open water event Saturday. 13-year-old Jillian Albury claimed first place in the girls 11 to 14 5K open water event, finishing in a time of 59:46. San Isaacs of Alpha Aquatics was second overall. In the boys, 11 to 14 5K, Mako Aquatics' Kaylin Williams securing the victory in 56:34. Beast Aquatics' Atlanta Murray and Malcolm Menzies prevailed in the girls and boys 15 to 17 open water events. More on all these on these wonderful swimmers in today's Guardian Sports section. And the Ministry of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation, in partnership with the University of Miami Hurricanes, hosting a youth football workshop and boot camp with the Bahamas Youth Flag Football League Saturday. The one-day Youth Flag Football Clinic gave athletes of the Co-Ed League a once-in-a-lifetime experience to gain insight and participate in various drills with former NFL players Alan Hearns, Travis Benjamin, and Ja'Cory Harris. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section. From the NFL Sunday night action, Jaden Daniels was being dragged down by a defender when he stuck his left arm out and put his hand on the ground. That's when a dismal night for the Washington Commanders turned downright horrifying. Daniels' non-throwing arm bent gruesomely, and the star quarterback had to leave Washington's 38-14 loss to Seattle with 7:29 remaining in the fourth quarter. AP has pictures of it. It is disgusting. Commanders coach Dan Quinn said Daniels injured his elbow. That was about the extent of the post-game update. Quinn didn't have much of an explanation for why Daniels was still in the game. Washington was trailing 38-7 at the time. And by now, you know that the Los Angeles Dodgers repeated as the World Series champions, defeating the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 7 on Saturday night. The $500 million Los Angeles Dodgers thrilling World Series win, attracting record international attention from Major League Baseball, affirming LA's status as the sport's best team, drawing more attention to baseball's payroll disparity, heading into what is likely to be contentious labor negotiations. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. So the combination of a mid to upper level trough located over western Florida and the northern extent of a tropical wave continues to pull tropical moisture into the area, supporting showers and thunderstorm activity. In fact, there is a marginal risk for isolated strong to possibly severe thunderstorms today. We've also got a cold front associated with a deepening low pressure system just off the coast of North Carolina. That's expected to move southeastwards over the northern and northwest Bahamas today into tonight. Northerly fresh to strong winds and rapidly building seas will produce hazardous marine tightening pressure gradient. We'll have more on that cold front coming up in a bit, but for today, beachgoers and swimmers in the northwest, central, and southeast Bahamas should not venture into Atlantic waters, as there's a high risk of rip currents. And due to the full moon, residents should be alert for flooding along banks, marshes, and coastal areas during high tide. There is a marginal risk of a few moderate to severe thunderstorms across the southeastern Bahamas tonight as well. So for today, most areas are going to be seeing partly cloudy conditions. We've got a 20 to 30% chance of showers with thunderstorms for most of the country today. Winds east to southeast at 10 knots or less, becoming north-northwest to north-northeast at 15 to 20 knots by this afternoon into the evening for the northern and northwest Bahamas. Easterly at less than 10 knots, becoming northerly at 10 knots or less by evening for the central islands, and southeast to south at 10 knots or less for the southeastern Bahamas. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs in the mid-80s for the northwest and central Bahamas, in the upper 70s only for the extreme northern, and in the mid to upper 80s for the southeastern islands. So we're looking at temperatures ranging from 25 to 28 for most of the country Celsius, and about 30 Celsius for the southeast Bahamas. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the upper 60s for the extreme northern islands, mid 70s for the rest of the country, about 23 Celsius tonight. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General Insurance, made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, wake up.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Wake up, it's a new day.
Get ready for magical holiday fun as Santa and Snow Bear make their grand entrance on Saturday, November 8th at noon at Kelly's House and Home. Come and join the fun until 5 p.m. for an afternoon filled with games, face painting, bouncy castles, treats, and more. Meet Santa and Snow Bear and take your picture with them, and also save 20% on all toys, except on net items, with our fabulous toy sale. Kick off the holiday season with the arrival of Santa and Snow Bear at Kelly's House and Home. Happy holidays!
Hard work and opportunity are the keys to success. I started as a packing boy, a bus boy, and a space cleaner. Now, I'm a businessman and a lawyer. As chairman of BAIC, I focus on creating new opportunities for Bahamian entrepreneurs and farmers. I'm Darren Pickstock, candidate for the PLP in Golden Isles. It would be an honor to work hard for Golden Isles and help with concerns big and small. Let's work together to create new pathways to security and success for more Bahamians.
This has been a paid announcement by the Progressive Liberal Party.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, wake up.
Mommy, are you renting to Santa too?
You have Santa. I have CIBC Caribbean.
CIBC has sweetened the season, so you can bring your holiday dreams to life and wrap a new home or land with incredible cashback deals. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. they're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way? Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, DeAndre Cartwright will be joining us. Also, this morning, we're going to be talking about diabetes, a major problem in this country. We know World Diabetes Day is coming up November 14th. We're going to be talking about that later in the show today. But there is a whole lot to talk about right now in the news. And in the news, we got to talk about the Golden Oz by-election, nomination day on Friday. We've got to talk about John Canoe, is it more clarity on what's going on? Well, not really. But we'll get to that in a bit. But we told you about this very sad story coming out of Panama involving a student, 16-year-old student, from St. Augustine's College, who passed away. There's more information in the papers today in the Tribune, identifying her as Madeline Thompson, 16-year-old Madeline Thompson, and reporting that she appears to have fallen from the balcony of the hotel in which they're staying, falling from the 27th floor of the hotel on that school trip. Again, she's part of a team participating in the Global Robotics Challenge. Now, according to, this is what the Tribune's reporting, according to a Panamanian news outlet, El Siglo, the incident occurred around 6:05 a.m. on Friday when the teenager fell from the 27th floor, fell from the 27th to the 12th floor, landing in the hotel's social area where the pool is located. Local reports said she was sharing a room with two classmates at the time. Authorities in Panama have launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding her death. St. Joseph's Parish described Thompson, who had just celebrated her birthday on September 26th, as a cherished member of the parish family who served faithfully at the St. Joseph's Soup Kitchen every Saturday. They said, quote, her kind heart, gentle spirit, and willingness to help others reflected the love of Christ in all she did. We join her parents, Jerome and Shanique Thompson, her loved ones, and the entire St. Augustine's College community in mourning this heartbreaking loss. And in a statement issued yesterday, the school said the delegation was accompanied by a parent, a chaperone, the principal, and members of the faculty. And the school said it was in close communication with Panamanian authorities and was providing support where needed. Wow. I know many were thinking this was a medical thing, but this is really a shocker. Wow, definitely condolences to her family and to the church and the school. Oh boy. Okay. Wow. So, as you said, a lot happened on Friday. A statement from the NJC on what we'd been hearing as rumors, and a statement from the JCNP, not really entirely clarifying everything, but we'll get to that in a bit. Let's get to the other thing that happened on Friday. Nomination day for the candidates for the by-election, the November 24th by-election for Golden Isles. And we've got this covered from many different angles. And there's a very interesting story in today's paper. We'll get to that in a bit. But take a listen to what happened on Friday. We'll begin with Vonique Toot and the PLP's candidate. We're going to get to that right about now. As we pull this clip up.
Officially nominated for the Golden Isles by-election, he was brought to tears as he appealed to Golden Isles constituents to send him to the House of Assembly.
A sea of Progressive Liberal Party supporters marched to Anatole Rogers High School this morning in support of Darren Pickstock, who was flanked by Prime Minister Philip Davis and members of his cabinet. The former PLP senator was allowed to enter the gymnasium with 20 people to nominate before emerging minutes later with his pink slip. Addressing a crowd of supporters on a rally-style stage, Pickstock became emotional as he vowed to fight for constituents.
I worked nights while I went to school in the day. But you know what? It built me. It taught me that no one, and I mean no one, will ever outwork me. And that's the same spirit I'm bringing to this campaign and to serving the people of the great constituency of Golden Isles.
Pickstock says he decided to throw his hat into the ring because he is tired of seeing Bahamians being ignored.
I am tired of people being ignored. That is why I'm running. I am tired of people calling for help and getting excuses. I am tired of seeing our communities wait years for this simple thing. A fixed street light, a paved road, a safe park for kids to play in. People are not asking for the world. They are not asking for the world. They are just asking for someone who listens, who shows up, and someone who can get things done. That is what I'm offering. Real work, real results, and real representation.
Prime Minister Davis promised that the PLP candidate will build on progress already made under the governing party.
In 24 days, the people of Golden Isles will make a choice about who they trust to represent them, who's going to deliver for them, and to keep our country moving forward. This election is not only about who sits in Parliament, it's about whether we keep building on the progress we have made together, or whether we risk going backwards. When I look at Darren Pickstock, I see the kind of leadership our country needs.
Surrounded by PLP members of Parliament, Davis told supporters they can't afford to turn back now.
Darren's 10-point plan for Golden Isles shows exactly how progress reaches every doorstep. From fixing roads and lighting, to building a new community center, to creating a micro fund that helps young entrepreneurs get started. That is what it means to put people first. And let us be clear about what is at stake. We all remember what came before. Neglect, stagnation because the program that were helping Bahamians. Genocide stopped, they reviewed, and they canceled, and Bahamian families paid the price. We cannot afford to turn back now. Progress is happening in our schools, our hospitals, our roads, and the opportunities now opening up for young people. What we are building is a Bahamas that works for everyone.
Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper says Pickstock has already proven himself.
This isn't about politics, it's about people and about progress. So today I'm honored to stand with you and welcome you as the newest incoming Member of Parliament of the Progressive Liberal Party's team. Being an MP is a demanding and a humbling experience. It is a responsibility that weighs heavy on your shoulders, but it's one of great privilege.
The Golden Isles by-election, which was triggered by the death of PLP Member of Parliament Vaughn Miller, will take place on November 24th. Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vaughn Toot.
Okay, we'll get your reaction to all these things after we play all of the pieces. Our Deandra Cartwright joining us now. Good morning, Deandra. All right, let's get to our report from our LaTanya Roberts, who was with the F&M's team. Take a listen to this. As we get ready to get to this one. We've got a little delay going on today.
You know, it's a Monday morning. You know, even
that's
the
probably
devices are working all the time. They also need a weekend off. You know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, here we go.
Third time's a charm.
It might be still on
holiday?
daylight time, maybe.
Oh
that's what it
yes,
is.
yes. So give it some time.
Well, it should have been ready an hour ago, but anyway, here we go.
I heard something. Oh no.
Backed by a throng of supporters as he made his way into Anatol Rogers for nomination day.
Brown emerged from Anatol Rogers High School gym with his pink slip in hand moments after he nominated for the upcoming by-election. He warned constituents of Golden Isles not to be fooled by recent road repairs and donations of building supplies by the government.
Now the PLP hopes you will forget all of that. They pick someone of thin air, someone who doesn't live here, doesn't know our struggle, and won't change a thing. He ain't loyal to Golden Isles.
No, sir.
He's loyal to Philip Davis and the PLP. He's just looking for his opportunity. He is campaigning straight from the PLP playbook. He show up before an election, pay a few roads, hang out for a few contracts, take a few pictures, and hope you forget their bad ways.
Brown vowed that if elected, he will bring about real change in the southwestern New Providence constituency.
Listen to me. Golden Isles is not for sale. You can pave every road, patch every sidewalk, and host every ribbon cutting, but you cannot be trusted. I am not big on talking. I don't slap up. I work. And I have a plan. When you send me to Parliament, I'll fight every single day to make life easy for families in Golden Isles. I'll push for better infrastructure, safer roads, reliable proper street lighting. I'll champion small business as we create real jobs right here at home.
Brown was the fourth candidate to nominate today. He previously ran for the F&M in Golden Isles in the 2021 general election, but lost to PLP candidate Vaughn Miller. Miller's sudden death in September triggered the by-election, which will be held on November. He expressed confidence that the outcome will be different this time around.
Tell your friends. That's right. Tell your neighbors. Yes. Tell your family members. And Golden Isles, this time around, we let's make history on November 24th. Let's take back Golden Isles.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm LaTanya Roberts.
Okay, so we've got clips from the two other candidates. We hope they will play. We're working on that. But yeah, we want to get your reaction to what you're hearing so far. Producer, you let us know when they're ready to go, right? All right, so something that Darren Pickstock said has been highlighted and is in the Nassau Guardian today. So state of neglect. Our candidate name's writing about this. PLP candidate for Golden Isles, Darren Pickstock, sounding more like a member of the opposition party on Friday as he highlighted how people in the constituency have been ignored and neglected. Speaking from the rally-type stage after he nominated, Pickstock said he's offering real progress, saying, quote, "I am tired of people being ignored. That's why I'm running. I'm tired of people calling for help and getting excuses. I'm tired of seeing our community wait years for simple things, a fixed street light, a paved road, a safe park for kids to play in. People are not asking for the world. They are just asking for someone who listens, who shows up, and someone who can get things done. That is what I'm offering. Real work, real results, and real representation." Pickstock later posted pictures of him repairing basketball rims in the constituency. And last week he hit out at F&M candidate Brian Brown, claiming that he has done nothing transformational in Golden Isles. But Brown did run in 2021, but lost to Von Miller. Okay, so let's talk about that. This is what the candidate is saying, and we're hearing this type of language in MyCal as well. A candidate who's not an incumbent, but replacing a member of the governing party
administration,
and hearing people say, the candidates and people in the constituency saying that they have been neglected. What does that mean, and why would you vote again for? I'm just asking, why would you vote again for the party? It's a different person. That's going to make the difference.
So the person is going to make a difference because we've seen historically that the person makes a difference, not the party.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to, right? Because some won't detect it, but you might need to.
No, that's what I was like. Let me just say
it is. You better say
sarcasm.
Because since when does the person make the difference? I mean, we wish it did.
No, that's ideally how these things should work, but unfortunately, inside our country, we are party driven, party centric. This almost sounds like I do apologize, because some people can't take reality, but this is certainly sounding like an internal struggle going on right there, because there's no way that the representative or the hopeful representative of the current administration could be saying these things about the former representative who's passed away suddenly. Again.
Well, I don't know if he's saying it about the former.
No, but who are you saying it about?
About
the representative for the constituency, the people in your constituency. Read it again, Dwight. What does it say?
I'm tired of people calling for help and getting excuses.
Okay,
I'm tired of seeing our community wait years for simple things.
Waiting
a fixed
for
street light.
Home.
The government? I don't know.
Okay, so
a paved road, a safe park for kids to play in.
So that makes it sound like the individual needs to be responsible for ensuring that the party that they represent do good by that community. That's an internal issue.
Oh boy. Interesting.
That's how that comes off, because who else? Now, if you were a member of the opposition, that would track, in the words of the young folks, that would track. Because, those who do have representatives from the opposition tend to have those types of concerns.
Yeah.
But in this case...
and this isn't unique to this situation. We've seen this before with F&Ms when their party is in power. The same nonsense.
Exactly.
So what does this mean? And again, what is the role of an MP? How are you going to make a difference? Are you really going to be fighting for what's in the best interest of your constituents? We hardly ever hear, especially when their party is in power, anybody say, hey, I don't like this. This is not going to do well for the people I represent. No one says that in Parliament. They might say that behind closed doors, maybe in the cabinet office. But
not everybody is in cabinet. That's not the thing.
We don't know if they're saying that. You never hear it unless you're in the backbench or in the opposition.
And then when you hear from the backbench and other potential things happen to
they
make
kick
you a little bit
out.
more quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
you won't be running again.
Right. That's
so what type of democracy is this?
Yeah, no, but again, Dwight, I'm like, everything that Pickstock noted comes under the purview of the government. If you were a member of Parliament, these are things that you look out for in your constituency. Mind you, it may not, all of them do not fall within the remit of the member of Parliament's exact duties, but the member parliament's responsibility, at least on New Providence, would be to ensure that your constituency is receiving attention from these particular government agencies. And for goodness sakes, if you're a representative of the sitting government and this isn't happening in your constituency, that sounds like an internal situation that needs to be addressed, because that's how it's coming across, Dwight. That's how it's literally coming across. That I'm interpreting that as a PLP constituency is saying that they are in a state of neglect during a PLP administration.
But you see, suddenly he was able to get some roads paved, and he was out there doing some of the work himself, it seems. So what does that mean?
Oh, well, I mean, election time has started. We all know that certain things happen closer to election time.
Good Lord.
The thing is I wonder, and I don't think that we'd have data on roadworks to that extent. What is the time frame of roadworks happening on particular levels, right? Like which area, how often do we do roadworks in particular areas? Is it closer to election times, or is it closer to by-election times? Is it closer to certain activities happening?
Well, we know sidewalk paving happens closer to election time.
I don't.
I thought they'd put sidewalks everywhere there could possibly be a sidewalk, but they're still finding places where there needs to be sidewalks. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shocked.
Perhaps I think perhaps in the case of Pickstock, I'm sorry, but that it may have been an unfortunate choice of words to use, because that's usually rally rhetoric, right? But as somebody trying to replace a PLP person, that was, I'm sorry, is poorly said.
All right,
Unless maybe it's a reality check. You're admitting that it wasn't taken care of, but that is internal, and you all don't necessarily discuss these things out loud. But maybe it's a breath of fresh air on a new day. That's what it is. They are now admitting that certain things have not happened in certain constituencies. Maybe we'll hear more about this in other constituencies.
Maybe somebody will say it about themselves. Like, I neglected you. Now I need a chance to not neglect you.
See,
I don't know.
there you go.
Right?
Maybe we'll see it.
So
we're calling that on. But what is today's the 4th? That's what it is. Okay, let's see what happens for the rest of it. The 3rd.
All right. So again, there are 4 candidates. Brian Roll is the Coalition of Independents candidate. Take a listen to what he said on nomination day on Friday. Yep. Okay. This is one of those Mondays.
I tell you, Dwight, even the machines need a break.
Okay.
Well, at least it's it's happening with all of our clips. It's not just one in particular,
Right. It's not just one party.
Equal mechanical issues. We got to be
Maybe
careful.
the machine says I'm just tired of all the BS that y'all keep playing. Caller, good morning. Let's go to the clip. Let's go to the clip.
The clip is ready.
Need you guys to be involved in what we're doing. Don't be shy to come forward with us. We need your ideas. We cannot do this alone, and we need everyone to be a part of this. And everybody needs to eat, and not just only a certain few. So please, guys, I am taking this seriously. I didn't have to do this, but I said, you know what? I'm a person. I'm fearless. I'm not afraid to say what I have to say, and right is right and wrong is wrong. We have to change. Well, all I know is it will be better. We're having a lot of issues. I am a resident of Golden Isles, and there are a lot of vexing issues that needs to be resolved. Flooding, the cutting down of our pine forests, mosquitoes, the coal burning, the smoke, all of those things need to be addressed ASAP.
Okay, mosquitoes. That's an issue for the MP.
That is an issue for some.
That's
Again.
interesting. I will. But
Remember, we're talking about the purview of what MPs could possibly be responsible for or advocate for. So he can possibly advocate for public. That's
Mosquitoes?
a serious issue in certain parts of town.
all over the world. So okay. That's well, I hear you. So how are we looking with the 4th candidate? Yes. Oh boy. All right. So we're gonna get to Karen Butler, who's running independent. Now she says it in her clip as well, and so you hear Brian Roll and Brian Brown all say this. They live there. I think Brian Brown said about Darren Pickstock that he doesn't live here. He's been pulled out of thin air. So Brian Brown said of Pickstock. How important is it for the candidate to live in the constituency they're running for?
I really wish I had that chart. Somebody did a chart about this a couple years ago about where MPs live and if they live in their constituencies. Because I think, in this particular case, while it should be highlighted, I think it's somewhat unfair to just, we're using Pickstock as a benchmark in this particular argument, when the reality is the majority of them do not live in their constituencies.
Especially the Valley Island ones.
Well, I wonder if that could also be argued to say that they need to be present in the capital, but they also do get a stipend.
It's not
I
a
understand the travel.
requirement, but perhaps it should be.
Yeah,
right?
no, they
perhaps
should feel
it should be.
Especially if that.
And we've been saying that for years, actually.
Yeah, this is that part right there. Because I was going to go down another road with what Long Island is currently experiencing right now. But no, I think it would be helpful for us to maybe just take a look at the MPs that we have. Where do they live, and do they live in their constituencies? But again, historically, as you said,
and whether
we
they
would
can
ask-
identify the constituency on a map.
Right, on the map, but could they actually relate to the issues that their constituencies are feeling? Can they?
All right, the phone lines are lit up. The text messages, we've got a lot coming in. We're going to try to get to the clip with what Karen Butler is saying in just a bit. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Okay, so you've heard a lot. We've said a lot this morning. You heard from the candidates. They're saying some interesting things. We want to get your reaction to it. What say you? Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
How you doing?
Doing well.
It's all about selling dreams. And it's like, when I hear these things, it gets so frustrating because everyone has the same playbook they use, and they say the same things over and over and over, and promise the same things over and over and over, and the same results happen. I remember Minna said, oh, give me more time and I will fix everything that needs to be fixed. And but he promised all these things before he got elected, and he had like 8 or 9 months left in his term. So if he wanted to do these things, he could have done it. So it's like everyone uses the same playbook. It's like the PLP in power now. So how could you say, oh, if you give me a chance, this will happen and that will happen? It's like, but you're in power now. You see what I'm saying? It's like, sometimes I wish mosquitoes just come and pout all them away, and the flood waters go up to their necks
Oh,
for
no.
being stupid.
Oh, boy. That's
No, because it's just frustrating because people like these same people string them over and over and over and over. When are you going to get tired of getting stringed with these people? And it's like a handful of people who are getting paid, I call them political prostitutes, to sing the praises of the government. And it's like they know these problems persist under every government. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's tiring. That's the point.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very
I feel
much.
you, caller. I'm there with you.
Let's take one more call, and then I want to get to the other clip of the fourth candidate. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Mr. Strachan, how are you doing, sir? Good morning to your guests. How are you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
Mr. Strachan, I was to Darren Pickstock. He never said Golden Isles was neglected, so Canadians got to stop lying, no?
So who was he talking about?
Mr. Strachan.
Who was he talking about?
This Darren Pickstock said the reason why he came into politics is because he tired of people being neglected. He never said Golden Isles. But no, Canadians need to talk about how brother Marvin tries to fight the police officer.
Okay, so he is tired of the Bahamian people being neglected and ignored by the government. Okay. All right. Interesting. This is why, you see, anyway, we try to be nice, but you gotta always keep. Stick to the topic, right? I don't know what's happening. All right, let's do this. Let's. So to be fair, the fourth candidate, we think we've got our machine cooperating right now. Yeah, you have to buy it some coffee or something. This is independent candidate Karen Butler.
Decided to nominate today for the Golden Isles by-election.
Well, as a resident of Golden Isles, I find that it is important for us to have good representation. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. This time, we're going to be different, and we're going to get a different result. Community in the Bahamas is drastically on the decline. I'm about making sure that the residents of Golden Isles, and then the wider Bahamas, benefits from my talent and skills of not only getting it done, but making it happen.
Now, you previously ran for the Free National Movement. Why did you decide to re-enter into frontline politics as an independent?
Let's put it mildly.
Sorry.
To say that the communication between the Free National Movement and Karen Butler has not been a very smooth one since my exit in 2012. And the Bahamas is at a place now where Bahamians recognize that they need representation that reflects where we are as a society in the 21st century. It's no more just being dictated to, but being at the table, hearing our ideas, and using our resources as best as we can as a people.
Morning.
All right. Okay, all right. So there you have it. Karen Butler looks like she ran for Tall Pines in the last election. Communication not very good between her and the FNM.
Powerful.
Problems all around, left, right, and center. Everybody. And she
Oh,
talked
yeah,
about it, insanity, doing the same thing over and over, and
She said that
expecting a different
eloquently.
result.
The thing is that, again, if we look at what we've been doing historically, there are certain constituencies that are historically one party, no matter what happens. Ooh.
Okay, let's take this. Thank you. Let's take this call. And then there's still questioning why they are where they are. Eh? Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
You said the part I didn't get to.
Hey.
Good morning, Mr. Strachan. How you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
I'd just like to say I don't live in Golden Isles personally, but I live in a constituency that borders Golden Isles, and I have a lot of family members that live there. What I can say about this discussion with the candidates, firstly, Mr. Pickstock, I don't know if he understood that his party is the government now. I don't think he understood that when he was writing his speech. I don't know if he wrote it, but somebody else wrote it for him and didn't realize the situation that he was in. But secondly, I would like to say about Mr. Brown, like I say, I live very close to the constituency and I have family who live there. Mr. Brown, when he lost in 2021, what I can say is the very next day the headquarters was open. And this isn't any political ad, I'm just saying what I saw. His headquarters was open and apparently it's never been closed since he lost in 2021. So that's the type of representation that the Bahamian people have been crying for so long. So we see this person during election time, and then after election, you don't see them anymore. But here's someone who had lost. This is all I'm saying. I'm just stating the fact. Who had lost, and the constituency office was still open. I heard stories about how he was helping children with paying for their national exams, BGCSEs or whatnot.
Yeah.
And all I would say is that's the type of representation that people tend to need. And to your question when it says how important is it for members of parliament to live in their constituency, I would say that for Nassau and Grand Bahama, I think it's extremely important.
Okay. Okay, we got to go to the news. I think it's important for everywhere, the whole country. But we got to go to the news. We'll pick this up on the other side. A whole lot more to talk about on this Monday morning.
About the mistakes you made, I believe America's at stake. Busing is the issue. Come on, let me hear your plan, mister. Come on,
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. And now at 8:19, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Here's what's going on. We've got the combination of a mid to upper level trough that's located over western Florida and the northern extent of a tropical wave that continues to pull moisture into the area, supporting shower and thunderstorm activity today. Meanwhile, a cold front associated with a deepening low pressure system off the coast of North Carolina is expected to move southeastwards over the northern and northwest Bahamas today into tonight, and northerly fresh to strong winds and rapidly building seas will produce hazardous marine conditions due to the tightening pressure gradient. So that cold front's going to move progressively through the country into Tuesday, bringing isolated showers before stalling over the central Bahamas by midweek. High pressure is going to build behind the front, and that's going to bring drier, cooler, breezy conditions across the northern half of the country. Meanwhile, the lingering front will keep showers elevated over the central and southern portions of the Bahamas into the latter part of the week. Not good news for those trying to clean up after Melissa. So beachgoers and swimmers in the northern, central, and southeast Bahamas should not get into Atlantic waters as there's a high risk of rip currents. And due to the full moon, residents should be alert for flooding along coastal areas, marshes, and banks during high tide. There's a marginal risk of a few moderate to severe thunderstorms, mainly in the southeast Bahamas tonight. Your forecast for today, most of the countries will see partly cloudy conditions. Rain chances have about 20 to 30% chance with showers and thunderstorms. High temperatures in the mid-80s for most of the country, around 28, 29 Celsius. The extreme northern islands, as that front moves through, will see highs in the upper 70s only, about 25 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about the mid-70s for most areas, about 24 Celsius. But the extreme northern islands could see lows in the upper 60s tonight, around 18, 19 Celsius. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Tuesday, partly cloudy to cloudy for the central Bahamas as that front stalls over the area. A mix of sun and clouds for the rest of the country. Elevated chances of rain for the central and southeast Bahamas, about 20 to 30% chance. By Wednesday, partly sunny for the northern half of the country, variably cloudy for the bottom half of the country. Still elevated rain chances for the central and southeastern islands. That pattern's going to hold into Thursday and Friday. The tropics, thankfully, are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're looking to paint, your local Sherwin-Williams store has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save only at Sherwin-Williams. And it's time for a check of traffic brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your goals happen here. A reminder of the work that's going on, the paving work that's going on East Street between Wolf Road and Robinson Road. That's taking place nightly between 7:38 p.m. and 1 a.m. You're asked to avoid that area entirely if you can, or follow the posted signs and slow down as well. Again, that is expected to continue through November 12th. In your real-time traffic, we are seeing a number of hot spots this morning. We've got heavy traffic on West Bay Street from Goslow Bend straight through to the roundabout with New Providence Highway near Saunders Beach. That's going to extend once you get east of that area as well if you're heading eastbound, practically on the way to Arawak Key. So you'll see that there. Heavy traffic for you. And then we've got a number of other areas, John F. Kennedy Drive and Harold Road, Prospect Ridge Road, heavy traffic in that area near the roundabout. Multiple directions, But westbound and eastbound on John F. Kennedy Drive, and also slow-moving traffic on Harold Road as well. And John F. Kennedy Drive, heavy traffic for you along Lake Cunningham. Traffic is backed up quite a ways, pretty much to the Munnings Road roundabout. So keep that in mind if you're there. Things looking pretty decent for you, though, if you're on the Gladstone Road side. Well, once you get north of Munnings Road, but heavy traffic north of Fire Trail, slow-moving traffic for you northbound there. As usual, Milo Butler Highway, heavy traffic from well south of the Fire Trail roundabout straight up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. And you're going to see slow-moving traffic on the New Providence Highway side of the 6th Circuit roundabout heading southbound. Independence Drive, both directions, heavy traffic for you between the roundabouts at East Street and Blue Hill Road. And if you're heading northbound out of Blue Hill or East Street, similar story for you, slow-moving northbound at this hour. Pockets along Wolf Road, especially the closer you get to Marathon. Marathon also busy for you northbound. And Prince Charles Drive at the major intersections, especially east and west of Beatrice Avenue, mainly westbound. Eastern Road pockets as well, east and west of Fox Hill Road. So it's going to be a challenging morning for you. Good luck. That's your real-time traffic in your Morning Blend Traffic Alert. Traffic Alert also brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Get a quote however it suits you. Stop by your nearest branch or get an instant motor quote online at nuainsurance.com. Quick questions or big decisions, they've got you covered.
Try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decor letters, no job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. There's Santa for the kids and CIBC Caribbean for you. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten-the-season. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking for the perfect Sunday outing? The National Art Gallery of the Bahamas is now open and free to all Bahamian citizens and residents. Spend the day admiring the evolution of Bahamian art. Soak in the natural beauty of our art park and take a little piece of culture home with you by browsing our gift shop. Whether you're an art lover or just curious, we've got something here for everyone. Bring your family, your partner, or your friends and let the art inspire you this Sunday and beyond. The National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, our home for Bahamian art.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves.
Yes, real talk.
I'm not just saying this to impress myself.
We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come in Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I'm going to get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams Bahamas, and you'll surely find colour in every day.
Vote to you if you can pull the country through. fine. Your opponents, some of them always lie. Poor thing, about the mistakes you made. I believe America's at stake. Busing is the issue. Come on, let me hear your plan, mister. Cause if you got a plan, if you got a master plan, I got the vote for you. I got the vote for you. You're the man.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with the Andrew Cartwright on this Monday morning, first Monday in November. The countdown is on, folks. The countdown is on.
It's here.
It's here. It's here. All right,
For the holidays, that's what we're talking about?
Everything. Everything. Oh, boy. Yeah. All right. So coming up in a few, we're going to be talking about diabetes in the country, a major problem affecting so many people. World Diabetes Day is coming up November 14th as well. We're going to get into that. But we are right now talking politics. We'll get to Junkanoo in a bit. They are acting the same these days. But yeah, so nomination day Friday on 4 candidates vying for the Golden Isles seat, independent, COI, and FNM and PLP, of course. I'm getting your reaction to it. Callers, we'll get back to you in a bit. We have a whole lot of text messages. We played clips from all of the candidates, what they had to say, what they're hoping to accomplish. A lot of things they're hoping to deal with. Let's see what the texters are saying. This person says here, Prime Minister Davis and the PLP sound like they're in the opposition. Golden Isles will get just what they deserve. That's a text. Pickstock needs to let the country know what happened to the Golden Yoke program. The program is still underway, folks. I mean, what do you... It's still underway. It's still being worked out. Still, hopefully they'll... In fact, I think they might have had their first... But anyway, we'll get some details on it, but it's still underway. So... Pay attention. Pick up the paper and read what's going on. This person says, is Pickstock running against Brian Brown or Von Miller? I don't know if I should have read that on here. Okay, that's... Oh, boy. This person says that you all two are trying to create a narrative of what y'all want to have. A fact-driven talk show. What? I don't know what's happening. We're trying to create a narrative... Of what? What are you talking about?
What type of narrative?
This person says here, this is truly a clown show. They acted as if Pickstock cured cancer or something. What's with the tears? This is a bunch of foolishness. When there was an election in the U.S., people were sober-minded and critical, but behemoths get drunk and act like a circus. An election where?
I think
they get what?
On where?
They get what? Anyway, okay, let's focus. Deandra might be off of this one because if we are talking about Ministry of Works, that's the people who work and not the ministry and not the PLP.
When did I say?
I mean, just talking about the paving and the stuff there. Oh
no, I was just asking for a schedule. I'm quite serious. Is there a schedule when these things happen? Do they happen closer to elections or by election? I was just asking about a schedule, and yes, it is a government agency that's tasked with that.
There is paving when there's no election around. Sure,
I know,
and there's a lot of patching.
A lot of
patching.
I just want to see if you have like a list, just to see like when do these things happen. I just want to see if they align with certain other things happening. That's my question. I do know that yes, Ministry of Works is responsible. Members of Parliament can step in to ask the Ministry of Works to do extra work or to do the work that they should be doing, because let's be honest, the Ministry of Works has a lot on their plate with a lot to do. So, yeah, I'll leave that there.
This person says you're the new candidate for the PLP. They're slamming the bad treatment of the PLP. So what will change with the same party? Another thing, Pickstock said the FNM candidate did nothing for Golden Isles, but he was not the MP. So, for the record, there was a campaign. Brown was the campaign general for the late Von Miller when he was first elected to the FNM. Okay, we've heard that before. What is the significance of that? But thank you. All right. This person says there, thank you, DeAndrew. That was exactly my interpretation of what the PLP candidate was saying. He may not have intended to shoot himself in the foot, but facts are facts. Mm-hmm. This person says here, they were doing nothing in Golden Isles. That's a text. This person says here, why should the governing party have the access of the Treasury and the opposition party be left on their own? It appears to me that the party in power does not care about the inequities that are blatant in our politics. They see some of these things only when they are in opposition. And this is across the board, right? Everybody seems to be acting like this. This is why this system is not entirely working, or not exactly working for the Bahamian people. And a local government system, independent of which party is in the government, would be fairer and more equitable, right? Whether your party is in power or not, the local government would have things to do. And it wouldn't matter if who you voted for in the national general election. But this is crazy. You vote for somebody who ends up an opposition MP, you're supposed to expect never to get your roads paved, never to have anything addressed because he's in the opposition. What could he do for you? That's how but people have accepted this. I mean, I'm saying this, people have accepted this for 50 years or more.
Reality, so.
Or more. But you all like it like this, apparently. And this is what I'm saying. These people campaigning are not saying to you what they would do to make sure that this is not the case any longer. Do they even understand that this is a challenge? I don't know. I'm not sure. But, Anyway, this person says here, this is an ad. This is an ad. Golden Isles, please vote for the COI. It's time for a change. Prime Minister Davis, please ring the bell. Okay. Another person said here, Karen Butler was not honest. I'm editing. She said she left in 2012. She wasn't trying to get the nomination in 2017. And the associate, okay, all of this is what do we care? Do we care about all this? They're talking about.
I think that's the part where she says they're not in the best of communication. So this person is trying to clear that up.
Yeah, yawn. This person says, I understand this is a show where anything negative about the government is entertained. Oh, really? Well, you understand nothing, Texter. You understand very little. But anyway, but let's continue to read the nonsense. But we can't deny the fact that this administration never stopped fixing roads in Golden Isles. Okay, well, let's let the people who live in Golden Isles answer that question. Do you agree with the texter that the government never stopped fixing the roads in Golden Isles? Let's hear from you. Are we ready for the full flyer war? What? We only got the samples recently, but full election mode. Oh, okay, flyer. Yeah, you mean... Right, the flyer. Remember how they were all stuck everywhere on every leaf, every blade of grass? And
every tree, every lamppost.
In the water even.
Some of them are still up.
I wouldn't be surprised. Bahamians are over voting for paved roads. I thought Darren would have presented himself as someone young people could relate to and support, but unfortunately he's emerged with the same old playbook.
Because they may actually be using the same old playbook. It has worked for so long. I mean,
let's hear from you. Again, hopefully you're calling from Golden Isles. Where are your roads? I mean, apparently this is the biggest issue you have, but where are your roads being addressed? And the mosquitoes and the flooding, as we are hearing, big problems. Caller, what say you? Good morning. Are you there? Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you all this morning?
Doing well.
How are you?
Well, I'm a resident of Golden Isles. I lived there almost 20 plus years. I have 3 quick points this morning. Brian Brown was the last candidate to be nominated at the polling station on Friday. I was there. Now, the COI, I think they might have been the first, but the lady, I haven't seen her, so she probably might have been before the COI, but Brian was the last one to be nominated.
You said that to say what? What's the...
Pardon me?
Why did you mention that?
I said that because the news reporter on Guardian Radio said this morning that Brian Brown was the first to be nominated. Go back and play the clip and you'll hear it for yourself. All right, Mr. Strong, I think it's very disrespectful what Naughty has done. He has brought out a video. I don't know if you have seen it as yet, the coldest, okay? And he speaking bad about the candidate. I mean, be it PLP or FNM, but it's totally wrong for being a talk show host for him to get that deep into something such like that and to be on the radio on a daily basis, and you want to be speaking bad about candidates because you make it look like you're one-sided regardless.
Okay.
Okay?
So I please hope you call his show and say.
I will.
state your-
I will.
Yes, yes.
I will. I
Mhm.
will. And also, let me see if you remember this, Mr. Strawn. Do you remember in the last Minister administration, the last 2.5 years, where Mr. Warren Miller got up in the House of Assembly and was telling the Prime Minister and the governing party at the time, which he was a part of, that he wasn't getting his constituency allowance. It was going to Mr. Brian Brown. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Well, if you can get the records, it will show clearly that Mr. Warren Miller wasn't getting his constituency allowance, and it was going to Mr. Brian Brown to help in the constituency. So what Mr. Brian Brown has done in eight years proved himself to be worthy of being the candidate for the Golden House constituency where I live. Have a good day.
Okay. All of that sounds insane. I can't imagine that would... How? Anyway, but that was more than 4 years ago now? Okay, but also... All right.
Yeah.
I don't...
What? It's that time, remember, we
This
can't take it on. It's that time.
I have a headache. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well. Turn on your radio for us, please.
Yeah, I move over the room. Good morning, my blessed Bahamas. Dwight, let me say one or two things this morning. First, I'd like to give that family or the young lady who died or whatever, or get injured in Panama, my condolences. You know what I mean? Sometimes, we got to be very, very careful on those high rise. Secondly, the politicians that you understand, right? You what's the matter? I never been to college. I been very fast up when I graduated. You know what I mean? I read, I do basic things. That's all you need. But gone are the days when people are afraid of politicians, police, lawyers, and things like that. This young generation, boy, I love them. They stand up for their things. They didn't see what's happening. They getting priced on the market. They can't buy land where they born and go. They can't get paid on time. And telling people come back home and help the country. At one time ago, I used to get mad. They be educating you all and you all stay in them countries. Now I see why. And sometimes that is there in my heart, by the way. Not one, I'm Dwight. You all drunk news, I'm so proud of you guys. I love you so much. To be the stand. We like the big union leaders, And Belinda Wilson, King Deflection, we go together and I love you all. Sometimes Dwight, some bad things could happen. I'm going to say bad, I mean burn the place down. Well, the vendors have a lot of opportunities to make money both times, right? On the lousy people's side and on the real business people's side. We build this drunk news. We entertain this. One time ago, Dwight, 40, 50 years ago, there's called a bunch of drunk news in a bad area, in a bad way. But when we started going to Washington, the Smithsonian, people started respecting us, giving us plaques, treating us good, paying us good money. But our government, all they do is tax, and just victimize their own people and looking for love in the wrong place. Thank you for taking my call, my brother.
Okay, all right, thanks a lot. Let's see if we can get these calls in as well. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight, and good morning to Deandra.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to add to the road paving part. There is a list. There is a list for the paving of the roads. And like Dwight said, they've been doing it all year long. However, there are times when the materials are not there to pave, so you see it stop. There are times when the plant that produces the products are down, and you would see it stop. So it's not just about election time, but I think what happens too is at the end of the day, and with the Golden Isles part, that road was back and forth, on and off, since forever and a day. And like all our roads, I think it's the material that they use is too cheap. So after a little bit of rain, it breaks apart. You understand? And like the gentleman said, I think Brian Brown in Golden Isles has been doing an awesome job because he's been there on the ground with Warren Miller, after Warren Miller, and continuing to look out for that constituency.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, sir. I'd like to give an opposite, argument on the local government issue, right? My view is that local government, consists of revenue, a lot of revenue. You know what I'm saying? They hire a lot of people, extremely a lot of people. You understand what I'm saying? So where's local government in the Bahamas going to get the money to fund their local government? You know,
they can be empowered. They can be empowered to raise money. It doesn't have to be a lot of people hired if it's not necessary. But I mean, they can generally handle their own finances.
Local government, that's what local government is about. Hiring a lot of people. Local government, you look at local government everywhere in the nations. That's how it is.
So what do you propose? You like the system we have here? Is it working for you?
Yeah, my view is that look, we don't have 1 million people in this country. You know what I'm saying? We got these MPs that don't worth nothing. You understand me? With the 1,200 adults, you know, in some of these constituencies, and you can't govern them with sense. You know what I'm saying? You can't provide for them. You understand me? Man, look at the size of the Bahamas,
yeah,
man.
there are places that are much smaller that have real local government.
Man, you look at them and see how they fund themselves, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hello? You know, look, we don't even want to do income tax. You understand what I'm saying?
I've heard you say this before on another show. I don't know who the we is. A lot of people have been pushing for that and to move away from the duties.
Well, it seems like I'm the only person
You certainly aren't. You certainly aren't. And if you think you are, you're not listening. You're only talking. But there are a lot of people who agree with you on that one, but do not agree with you on the local government matter. There are plenty of examples, big and small, of how this can work. Again, these MPs who you say are not worth anything are supposed to be legislators, to be putting forth and fixing the many laws that are questionable in this country, right? But yet, they're out there putting up basketball rims and paving potholes. That is not what an MP is supposed to be doing. Not at all.
I think we need
not
to do.
At all.
I think we need to do a segment outlining the rules, the requirements of the duties of a member of parliament.
That's tricky. I mean, you mean where? In real countries or here? Because it's not really stated clearly what you are and not supposed to be doing. There are expectations here, and some people think certain things, but question why after 5 years nothing has been done. Because your MP was doing all kinds of foolishness that he was expected to do. Right? That's part of the problem. We haven't clearly defined this. And it's very murky in the absence of real local government. And it's going to get worse because people are expecting the MP to fly people to the moon. It's insane. It's insane. Let's take these calls really quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Strachan. Good morning, Ms. Cartwright. That's me, right?
Yes. Good morning.
Okay, people. Mr. Strachan, I think the point where the gentleman was saying something about what happened to my brother from another mother, former Minister Warren Miller, I think what I could recall, I don't know what his point really was, but what he was comparing, but I recall like before the last general election, at least when Minister Warren Miller walked across the floor as an MP at that time, not a minister in politics, he did say something like that, like either for whatever reason they wasn't letting his whatever he was supposed to get for MP to get to him. But it was going to somewhere by the headquarters or somewhere there. I don't want to say it's Brian Brown, and I'm not sure.
Okay,
but
so
I
that
think
was a while ago.
I don't know what his point was. But Mr. Strachan, I want to encourage. First of all, I want to say my party, my PLP party, right? We are shameless and reckless. And I think the human people need to continue. I hear someone complaining, but someone, I don't know, talk shows or whatever. I say turn up the heat on this government. You know how much things are so damaging, embarrassing us as a country, as a nation. And these gentlemen, so-called gentlemen, they care less like what we say now as politics time. They don't listen to no rules. Don't fall for that crying. As far as I can say, they pretending like they strong, and not just PLPs, but Bahamian people in general can't wait till election, if God spare life, to show them what time it is. I say don't ease up, keep respectful, but don't listen to this crying thing from the PLP, but what you ain't doing, and this one bias and whatever. People speaking their mind, people fed up. They're not listening, they're not carrying on like servants. They need to go home.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning.
morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, and Deandra.
Morning.
Yes. Dwight, the people in Golden Isles, right? I mean, Mr. Warren Miller, like just would Papa took some words out of, but Mr. Warren Miller was held down from the Free National Movement for standing up for the Bahamian people, and for that he had to move across to the PLP, hoping that they would have stand up for the Bahamian people. But immediately he was held down again, right? But the point I'm trying to say is that Golden Isles constituency had to endure from both parties the holding down of the same gentleman simply because of what he really truly wanted to do. That's my point of view, right? So to really have a choice, understand that these same two bodies would went down and would went out their way to hold down one man, right? Try in one constituency, the same constituency would now both parties are right back. They are trying to see if they could replace him with another candidate. Please, people, we have to wake up in this country, because if any one of these parties really wanted to do anything for Golden Isles, they had a man who was willing and capable, and he was held down from both parties. You guys have a nice day.
Thanks a lot. One more call, and then we want to squeeze in something about Junkanoo here. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there? No? Okay. Let's get these messages in, and then we'll get to that. This person says here, why didn't Mr. Mitchell... okay. This is about what he said in his message about Adrian White dancing on the PLP paraphernalia there. Oh boy, that doesn't sound insane. Call the police. It sounds illegal. On what legal authority can a constituency allowance authorized by an act of Parliament for the MP go to a private individual's bank account? Yeah, it doesn't sound like any sense at all. But anyway, if there was a mix-up, that's 4 years ago. It sounds crazy, and hopefully somebody's head was rolled. I don't know how to put it, but what the...
Hopefully.
But anyway, 4 years later, what's the excuse now? It's the most wonderful time of the year when MPs make promises, knock on your door, and give you their chair. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Cash-filled T-shirts. What? Vote for me. Inserts. Pretends to care. The rhyming there. Did you see that? What'd you say? What? It's what?
And I say that's illegal with the T-shirt with
what
the money
does,
and
what
things
does
like
something being illegal mean to the Bahamian
isn't that
people?
Like trying to
There's plenty
compensate for a
things
vote or
happening
something?
that are illegal.
Really?
D'Angelo. Plenty things, and yet,
No, man.
and yet,
not in this Christian country.
It is not possible for anyone other than the Member of Parliament to access funds designated as the allowance. All funds have to be requested by the Member of Parliament. That caller does not understand the constituency allowance system. It is very tightly managed by the public treasury. Nobody can access those funds without request by the member responsible. It really doesn't make any sense. Okay, plenty of people were talking about that old story. No, MPs who are not cabinet ministers cannot do anything for their constituents besides cleaning the park. They cannot pave the roads or do anything else unless it comes from the Prime Minister. So MPs are useless. The Minister of Works, Minister of Education, Minister of Tourism, Minister of Health, Minister of Finance, these are the big MPs that can do things. Okay. If that is the case, and sadly it does appear to be so, are you happy with that? Is it working at all for anybody other than a few people? Why are we continuing to do this? Unless, again, you're happy with it. When Minister was in power, everybody called and cussed him out. Yes, especially on this station. It certainly was like that, but certain people conveniently have forgotten and like to claim things because it will suit their agendas.
Of course.
Ah, boy. Where the PLP and COI have moments, they're talking about something Lincoln Bain said on a live. What? Okay, I'm not understanding your text. This texter says here, do Bahamians realize that under this Westminster system, our members of parliament have to not only stay within party lines, but also are powerless to make unilateral decisions for constituents? The Prime Minister has the ultimate decision and final decision. No. Don't even put that on Westminster. Not at all. Plenty countries have the system and have local government, and are not held hostage since we're doing in this country. It has nothing to do with that. It is this ridiculous bastardization that we've done here. Do not blame that. And I'm not a big fan of Westminster, but that is not the reason, because that is not preventing local from being a thing. So this is something weird going on here, where we have certain people acting like they are the king. And only until they decide things happen will things happen. And you all, the public, have allowed them to feel like they should continue to do this and get away with it. It's not a Westminster problem. Not at all. Get that through your head. Not at all. Look at Canada. Look at Australia. Not happening. Or even the UK. Not happening there. So don't do it. Don't do it. No. This person says that PLP needs to stop lying out of desperation. They know they will lose, so they make stories up. This is about the campaign allowance thing.
Okay.
All right, one more call on this. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Strachan. My name is Cartwright.
Good morning.
Mr. Strachan, in reference to that caller would call saying that Brian Brown was receiving the funding for the constituency from the PLP. That's an untruth, because the way I know the law to be is if a member of parliament is not receiving the funding for its constituency, he or she addresses that to the clerk.
Okay.
And if that goes unresolved, it's addressed to the Minister of Finance.
Yes. So let's move on. That was years ago. Let's stop. Let's focus.
Yeah, but that's the way that's resolved.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It sounds implausible, and obviously there was somebody had a misunderstanding, but that is not how. This is crazy. This is crazy. Can we focus on 2025, almost 6? Can we do that, and how we're going to fix our country moving forward? Because this is madness, right? And every by-election, we come to realize the madness and all the promises that are made, and all the stuff that gets magically fixed right before, and then suddenly we're back to where we were right after. This is foolishness. You said you were going to say something?
No. I said I possibly had a response to send, but God touched my heart, so I gotta think more on that before I say it out loud. So I'm trying. I went to church yesterday, so.
Okay, I'm happy for you. So, I mean, which one is more infuriating? What's happening in politics or with John Canoe? Let's briefly touch on this. I mean, again, as ridiculous, so I don't know, I guess the Tribune story seemed to be, the implausible Tribune story from Friday seemed to be quite possibly accurate-ish, because the JCMP did actually pull that nonsense. And I mean, first of all, if anybody believes that those groups will not be taking part in Boxing Day and New Year's Day, you want to start? Since, this is the era of the gambling man in the Bahamas, anybody want to make some wagers on whether that's going to be the case? Because it's insane. It's insane.
Say that John Canoe people ain't going on big.
It's foolishness.
Nah,
it's
bro.
Foolishness.
Nah.
and why are we not hearing from the leaders of these groups? Why is, I don't know who's running this access now, but where is that person? Where is the leader of One Family? Where's the leader of Roots? Speak out for yourself. What's happening? Why would you do this? Can you not do all 4 or whatever? How many parades? What is the real deal? What's going on, and why? Why? Anybody can understand this?
We need to hear more. You're not hearing from them. Maybe they're preparing their statements or a campaign of some kind. I don't know. Maybe.
Everybody's lost their mind. That's what. Maybe they have some gas leaks in the shacks.
No, it's an undercover operation that no matter what, they're still going on Bay Street.
So
they don't need to talk about it.
And for what? For what reason? For what reason? Not making any sense at all. Anybody can make sense of it? Give us a call. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Anybody, you going to any grassroots traditional style something? Not. Would you go?
I am going to Junkanoo no matter where it's happening. I'm going.
You going to which one?
Wherever it's happening.
Okay. Let's hear from this caller really quick. Call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Great. As someone who is not into all the, someone who just loves Junkanoo, and as an average person who have been going to Junkanoo for years and who taught my child to go to Junkanoo and to love the culture, this is disheartening for the average Junkanooer who loves Junkanoo. All this bureaucracy and all this. You have the few persons that call the radio station to talk about Junkanoo and how it seems political to me. And as a person who's not FNM and PLP driven, who just loves the culture, this needs to be resolved ASAP, because I have family and friends coming from abroad who plan their whole vacation, at least in December, around participating or going to Bay Street, that historical strip where they usually have Junkanoo. Now they're second guessing because they're asking for feedback from me, and all I can say is I don't know what's going on. It seems that it's almost like an ego test. Or my whole thing is you should never allow where you have certain egotistical leaders, regardless of what faction, being in control of your cultural representation, because you have persons outside the country also looking in who love this particular culture that we have here, and it feels like it's being held hostage because you have certain leaders who can meet in middle ground and look at the macro opposed to this fighting amongst themselves. And if I was a person who was in any of these Junkanoo groups, I would fire my leaders and get new leaders, because now you're holding the whole country hostage because you guys are pissed off at whoever.
And the sponsors too. The sponsors of these groups. I mean, what are you saying? Are you just going along with any foolishness that they decide?
But that's my final point is, someone got to stand up. I mean, like I said, I'm not a person I don't call this radio shows, but come on, you have to see a couple of people who said, "Oh yeah, this is that." For the persons who love Junkanoo, on the outside looking in, something needs to be resolved. And I'll hang up on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get another call in really quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, man, I mean, this thing just started out with just the value alone. Now the whole thing is in the ditch. I don't know. I don't know. It's a saddening situation, But that's my take.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe it. I believe that there'll be a last minute. We're almost last minute, right? Decision, reprieve. Somebody will say, "Oh well, we already made it this far." I don't know, unless these groups are just not ready. Is that what's going on here? Like the producers nodding, they aren't ready, and they're like, you know what? Let's just say, because what else could it be? What else? Maybe those themes were a little too generic. And they don't know, right? Like, you know what? Everyone's seen this one about 20 times. Let's just say, yeah. This person says politics and Junkanoo seem to be two sides of the same dysfunctional coin. Absolutely. This text says that, Dwight, you are speaking in ignorance. The group makes up the JCNP. They speak with one voice through the chairman. Well, this is the time that we need them to speak for themselves. Say exactly why you won't do it. What is the reason? Yeah, normally that's how it is, although sometimes it's not the way it is. But right when it's convenient, they know when to speak with one voice. But this time we need to hear from all of you. Say it. Issue your own statement. Issue your own statement. This is a bad look. It looks really bad. Explain yourselves. Explain yourselves. There are a lot of people, as that caller said, expecting Junkanoo on Christmas night, Boxing Day morning. A lot of people coming for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Explain yourselves. Texter goes on to say they speak with one voice through the chairman, and please, this is their talent. They are free people Or are you saying they must bend the needs of the government? I'm not saying that. Just explain yourself. Explain yourself. And give back the money to the government. Give back the seed money to the government. How about that? You just took it? You're thieves then. Thiefs, if that's what you're going to do. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, morning, Dwight.
Good morning.
And to your guest, listen, you took the words right out of my mouth. Give the seed money back. You're that biggity and you want to do things your way. Give the seed money back. And second of all, hey, hold on the phone. And listen, well, I lost the train of thought. But anyway, it goes back to
right.
It goes back to what your previous caller said about tourists being able to come to the country and enjoy Junkanoo, right? I mean, and I like that. I like the mindset. I like the mentality. I like that people visit these shores and they want to enjoy Junkanoo. But listen, this is for Bahamians, yeah? And it's right that they get this right for Bahamians. And the leaders of the groups won't be able to go against their friends in the JCNP and or the government, because everybody in the same circle. It's the same circle. Don't mind them. Just like politics. In the open, they round you round, but in the evening, either when they by the lodge or when they by the bar drinking, they all are friends. So don't be Bahamians, don't be fooled by what you all see going on. Yeah, they just trying to stir up controversy and foolishness just for talks. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah. Boy. Can we forgive them for it? If this is really becoming a bit much. Everything we've had to experience over the past few years, even going back before the pandemic, right? The kind of talk we were hearing in the last few years, just a negativity, a very dark cloud around this. For what? It isn't making sense. It really isn't. All right, so let's, Mr. Producer, we can go out with some Junkanoo music as we read the final messages here before we take a break for news. This person says here, I hope they don't lower Junkanoo in the, I don't know what they're saying, in the identity of the Bahamas. I'm not sure. Anyway, add increased Junkanoo Carnival thing. Well, Junkanoo Carnival, the carnival thing here seems to be on a broken leg, if not the last leg, right? But hey, it's, we read that already. This person says here, Minister Clay Sweeting is the Minister of Works, and the roads are under his, I guess, purview, they're saying. And the roads in his constituency are the worst. Whoa, Luther is growing, but the power is always going off, and the roads are horrible to drive on. Okay, again, there are challenges with the way we are doing things in this place. Yep. Big challenges. This person says here, do we allow the government to run roughshod over Junkanoo today, Junkanoo tomorrow? What? Is that what it was, though? Is that what it was? The NJC seem to have some pretty good ideas. They seem to have some good ideas and the support of some Junkanoos, too. I don't know. This person says the JCMP is not a union. They were mandated to manage the parades, and now they've turned into a monster-seeking power. That's a very good point. Why are you speaking with one voice? You owe your fans and your sponsors something more. You owe them more. You need to speak. All of you need to issue statements on what's going on and why you're not doing this. This person says, stop listening to the noise in all the markets. All major groups will be participating in the upcoming boxing and Junkanoo parades and New Year's parades. We know that. It's impossible. This would be ruinous if they don't. Ruinous. You need to... Anyway. The Junkanoo members are going to Bay. A handful of people are deceiving folks regarding the parades. This power struggle is beyond managing the parades. Persons want to be in control for ulterior motives. In some cases, leaders or chairmen and a handful that have the heirs that represent major groups are making personal monetary decisions to benefit themselves. Whoa. Hence, group members are in hysteria today because they are going to Bay. Text says it all. Anyway, no one's paying to rush in this voluntary thing that they're doing. No one's going to pay to watch that. I can't imagine, right? Mm-hmm. I understand the groups are still waiting for the seed money. Ooh. My producer, Mr. Junkanoo, says, no, that's not true. Don't you know everything going on has a place in government and finance? The people are awakened now, and the fight starts. Seed money is no problem. There are two sides. The only thing stopping Junkanoo this year is another pandemic. That could be the only thing that stops Junkanoo. Okay, I hear you. And this person says, simply ring the bell. It seems to be the only solution at this time for a general election. Ring the bell. That's going to fix Junkanoo too? And this person says, all the groups receive their seed money. Okay. Hopefully this week will bring some clarity. And again, we put the challenge out to the groups. Yeah, the JCNP, again, they manage the parades. You all issue a statement. Is it true that you're not going to be participating, and why not? Do that. We got a break for the news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio. Stay with us.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Deandra Cartwright, and it is time for our twice monthly series with the Department of Public Health as we work to spread awareness on a number of health issues and matters facing the country. And today we are talking about diabetes. As World Diabetes Day is approaching, it is November 14th. And here to talk about this, we're very pleased to welcome from the Chronic Non-Communicable Diseases Program within the Department of Public Health, Nurse Italia Gordon and Nurse Joyanne Cartwright. Ladies, great to have you with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so let's talk. We know this is a big problem in the country. Diabetes and hypertension, two big problems. How big? How bad is it here in the Bahamas today?
We can safely say at least 1 in 10 persons that you see on the street are undiagnosed.
Undiagnosed. Wow. Mm-hmm.
And so the work for us is really going out there and trying to get them into care.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, sometimes that may take a phone call. Sometimes that may take following up with them just to let them know that this is a safe place. And once you know you have a history of it in your family, or you know you're feeling those signs and symptoms, please come in and let us help you to get better.
So that's undiagnosed. What about those who are diagnosed? We know we have two different types, but what are we looking at in terms of who we know and who knows they actually have diabetes?
It's roughly about at least 29,000 people in the Bahamas diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually the top reason for so many deaths as well, especially in young people, people under 50. Yeah, so...
Explain that. Top reasons for death.
Yes, it's the top reasons for death because like Nurse Gordon mentioned, a lot of people are undiagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, diabetes is taking hold of their body. The sugar level is too high and that affects all organs, brain, heart, kidneys, eyes. So you have a lot of people that do pass away, and they pass away from the complications of diabetes, which would be kidney failure most times. A lot of people on dialysis are on dialysis because of kidney failure, because of their diabetes that went untreated in most cases.
Right.
Another complication, I'm an eye nurse as well, so they always hear me talk about eye. We have a lot of persons going blind, and there's a disease that is a complication of diabetes called diabetic retinopathy. And a lot of persons are undiagnosed because they don't get their eyes checked. So we always advise that when we see these clients coming into the clinic, not just that they have their feet checked, they get their eyes checked, know their A1C levels, and know exactly what the signs and symptoms are, especially if you have a history of it in your family.
All right, so which is the one that is, both are very much a concern, but the one that you're most concerned about, is it adult onset or the one that you inherit, that's your genetic, you just get that?
Type 2 is the most common. That affects about 90 to 95% of people. Then you have type 1, which is more genetic. You're born with it in most cases.
Right.
It develops in childhood. They also call it juvenile diabetes because of that reason. So that one is not preventable. Nothing you could do about that. You just have to manage it. We're more concerned about type 2 because that's a lifestyle factors contribute to that. So that's something we could control and work on.
Okay, let's get into it. The lifestyle that could lead to this, and what we're seeing that is really putting people on a path to type 2 diabetes and to possibly death. What are we talking about here? Is it just as simple as you drink too many sugary drinks? Is it that simple?
No, it's not that simple. When we talk about sedentary lifestyle modifications, we know persons from 20 years and even below, they're starting to smoke. They have the alcohol intake. And so they're not thinking about life later on. They're just having fun. And we're noticing obesity increasing in the childhood ages. And so what we have been doing now is targeting the schools, starting to get them to know that all those sugary drinks, all of those carbs, the McDonald's, the Wendy's, we need to help you to modify it a bit. Not that you can't have it, but to have it in moderation. So we have seen an increase in obesity in the school-age children. So we have to start as early as 9 and 10 years old to start to get them into the lifestyle changes and modifications. When we see these kids on the tablets every day in the home, they're not physically active. So we see the obesity, we see the physical inactivity. It starts from the home. And so we can modify these things by just educating and letting the physical education teacher know that we need to put on more programs for these type of kids, especially when the parents are not cooking. They're just letting them eat fast food. And then we have the lifestyle persons who just like to party. They're not sure about what their status is, so they just drink, they just smoke, and later on then they hear things like, I feel a tingling in my fingers or in my toes. What's that all about, nurse? Times some of them reach us, they are already in kidney failure.
Oh, boy. Wow. And you mentioned alcohol is definitely going to hurt you in many ways.
And diet and smoking, And I also want to say, too, because a lot of people think that because it's diabetes, or we call it sugar, that it's strictly sugary things that's going to contribute to it. It's really not just that. That's why it's not as simple as just drinking too much sodas. It's really everything you put into your body, because it's a metabolic disorder, which means that the body has a problem converting food to energy. And what happens is everything we eat actually turns into sugar and what have you, and energy. So when you have diabetes, the starches, the carbohydrates, all those things that you take in aren't able to be processed because the body isn't producing insulin sufficiency or at all. So that's what it is.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So once you start, is it just simple as I need to exercise more and drink more water, and I'm going to be good to go?
That depends.
Lifestyle modifications, like we said, we have to start within the childhood ages. And once you can get them into that process of knowing, okay, mommy can give me vegetables on my plate. So my plate shouldn't be looking like half macaroni and rice, the other half with a big piece of chicken, and then the little small portion with just vegetables. Mommy start me out from a young child eating half of my plate with vegetables. Maybe I may not like vegetables the way she does it, but she makes it attractive enough from a small age that I remember these were the good stuff and this helped me to function. And so if we don't catch them at the young age, it's hard to get the adults to adopt. But we try to let them know the complications like Nurse Cartwright alluded to. Kidney failures on the rise. We have persons going blind. Neuropathy, when you have amputations, most men, they don't live more than 5 years after an amputation. I just had a friend, I don't even think he was diagnosed a year past. Oh my goodness. So it's very serious, and we see this on a day-to-day. And what I feel more for us as the nurses going out there in the community and doing is educating and making sure that adherence is complied to, but it takes the individual. I think myself and Nurse Cartwright did a screening at a particular institution last week. The meter did not even read because of how high the lady's glucose was. And we were admonishing her, please, we will even call a doctor to help you in the clinic, because they don't want to wait. So most of them, they just be there and they be like, I'm not going to sit there all day to wait. But
Did that person know, or
yes, she knew.
She knew she had
She knew.
issues.
And she told me she had a cocktail the night before. She told me what her problem was, but yet she didn't want to listen to my advice. And then
she
I'm
just
like,
going home to drink water.
and that's all she thought she could do, but water's not going to help. You need to actually come into the facility and get the medication as well as the treatment that is needed to bring that glucose down.
And she was never on any medication?
She's
or?
on medication. She's known.
Not changing anything.
Not compliant.
Changing habits, that's the problem. Lifestyle changes.
All right, so I want to get back to the treatments in a bit, but let's talk about the symptoms. You mentioned tingling in the fingers, but what are some of the signs that you may be pre-diabetic or diabetic and not diagnosed yet?
The
Four
common-
Ps.
Huh?
The 4 Ps.
Yeah, it's I ain't gonna use those words, but excessive hunger,
Okay.
excessive thirst, excessive urination. Those are top 3. Then you have what's the fourth one?
It's polyneuropathy, where you have the tingling and the pain in the fingers and the joints.
So that's nerve damage, and then you have unexplained weight loss. That's more common in type 1, really, but you can have unexplained weight loss as well. That's all.
Excessive bedwetting for type 1.
Oh, and fatigue,
And
weakness,
fatigue and tiredness, definitely.
Now, these are the hunger, the thirst, the urination, the fatigue are very common and common to some other issues as well. But why the hunger? Why are you excessively hungry? Do we know?
It's the same thing I was saying about the body not processing energy. So because the cells, when you eat sugar, that needs to access the cells, our body cells, for energy. When you have diabetes, because there's a problem producing insulin is like a key to unlock the door to the cell for the sugar. If you have diabetes and you don't have sufficient insulin, you're not the glucose is not going to be able to get into the cell to go around the body to give the body energy.
Okay.
So as a result, you're going to be tired and you're going to consistently want to eat now because you feel so weak, you feel so tired. You're going to think, let me eat to get some more energy.
Right.
And then with the thirst, that happens because the sugar content in the blood is so high, and sugar dehydrates you. It sucks out all the hydration from the body. So you're constantly drinking to replace what the sugar is taking from you.
Yeah, and so constantly drinking will lead to frequent urination.
Exactly.
Right.
So you see the domino effect there.
My goodness, is this a thing where you a person can smell sweet? Smell, is that a thing?
The urine, they say it smells sweet. So
and
that
the
means,
breath, sweet
Right.
breath too.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. So is that like a late sign? Like you've been
That's
dealing
high.
with this for
That's
a long time?
high sugar right there. Because
Oh,
the sweet breath
goodness.
comes from the ketones that's now being burned as opposed to glucose.
Right.
And you hear about like the keto diet. The keto diet is like a twist on diabetes complications, if you ask me. So you send the body into ketoacidosis, which burns fat instead of sugar for energy. And that's not what's supposed to happen. Fat is a backup source.
Right.
In the event that you're starving, you don't have anything in the body will start pulling fat and it'll burn that. That's where the weight loss comes in.
Right.
So the ketones is the fat being burned, and that's what you smell with the sweet, fruity, they call it fruity breath.
Right. Wow. And at that point, what can be done?
Well, medication for sure. I know a lot of people don't want to go on pills and stuff, but when you get to a certain point like that, you do have to start to control with medicine. And in a lot of cases, too, people have to be placed on insulin, and they're now insulin dependent. And that's the only thing that'll keep them under control. So
Right.
insulin and insulin pumps is what some people have to be maintained on.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's scary. Callers, we'll get to you in a bit. We got a few text messages coming in as well. So treatments. Once you've been diagnosed, let's say they caught you in early stage. What are the most common treatments?
Well, definitely you have the oral medications for persons diagnosed with type 2. So you have glucophage, metformin, stuff like that. For persons diagnosed with type 1, you definitely have to be on insulin. So we have different forms of insulin, and therefore the regimen varies from person to person. But adherence is the most important thing as it relates to the medication and compliancy.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of people with the glucose monitors. Tell us about that, how that works.
So it helps with persons who may forget, especially our juvenile diabetics. They're not interested in sticking themselves every minute. So the machine actually helps them. It monitors the glucose level, and it actually will give them the right amount of dosage for the level of their diabetes glucose levels.
Okay.
So that helps with those kids.
Notifications do come to the phone as well. So it'll alert the parent or the individual if they're old enough to say that they having a sugar drop or sugar spike. And then, like she said, it'll detect that and just release the insulin as need be. So that's why that would be important and more effective too. Yeah, right there.
Costly, but effective.
How does it work? I mean, you have to fill it up at certain points, or
No, it comes pre-filled to my understanding. You just apply it, and then it's a needle. It injects.
Okay.
And then as it detects sugar dropping, it's like a sensor. It'll just release a little burst of insulin. Because a lot of time, insulin, you don't need a lot of insulin, mind you.
Yeah.
It's small amounts, but it's a very powerful drug. So in that pump or in that patch, there's quite a bit of insulin in there that could sustain the person.
So once you go on that, is there no way that you'll ever get off this, or can you reverse this at all?
Type 2 probably, but not type 1.
Yeah.
Type 2 is lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
So
It really depends on the person and how they're managing it and how bad it is, how much damage has been done. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So we got some calls coming in. If you have questions, give us a call. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. We're talking with Nurse Gordon, Nurse Cartwright, and we'll talk about support and resources in a bit. But let's hear from you, caller. Good morning, you're on the air. Hi, caller, good morning, you're on the air. No? Okay, call us back, 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259. This person says here, I can't imagine. This person says insulin and other medications make things worse.
I don't agree.
That can't be, right?
Sometimes some persons may have side effects, but that's where you go to your primary care physician and they would monitor what works best for you. So something may not work for me, but it may work for you. So it goes, like I say, from person to person.
They also say the key is fasting. The key to any sickness is fasting. The body was designed to heal itself.
Oh man, I know that we live in a country where God is the answer for everything, and I agree, right? But I feel like people take that the wrong way and they misuse it. While God is going to keep you and everything, you still have a part to play, and also God has created man who gone ahead and studied and found out how to help people. So I feel like if there's some way that you can help yourself, then go ahead and do that. Fasting is great too, but I feel like things have to go hand in hand because they say prayer without works is dead. So I feel like if you are fasting and let's say you're praying and God got you and stuff, but you're still going out what you want to eat, drinking what you want to drink, doing what you want to do, how then does God have you if you ain't even helping him to have you? You know what I mean? You're not doing your part.
And this wouldn't work for type 1 diabetics.
No, fasting with diabetes, that's very dangerous. Because you already have a situation where you can't manage your sugar levels, where you go from extreme highs to extreme lows. So I could only imagine what fasting would do. And that actually could take them into the hospital. So
you could have a stroke, you could have shock, hypoglycemia,
glycemia. What it is? The coma.
Diabetic.
Yeah, it's a diabetic coma.
Right.
Yeah, so you
Not
want
a
to be
good
careful with things like that. And I just urge people to try and educate yourselves, try and have an open mind, try and listen to medical professionals when you come to them, because they come to us, which is what baffles me. They come to us, nurse, I want to check my sugar. You check the sugar, and it's, let's say, greater than 500, like that lady the other day. And you tell them that, and then you try to say, well, okay, this is what you need to look out for. This is what you need to do. We're going to refer you to the doctor. Oh, no. I got God. God got me, and I don't claim that. So then my question now is, why did you come to see your sugar if you're not going to listen to what we have to say about it and try and help you? So I need people to just try and be more aware, be more alert, and have a part to play in their own health. Because in the Bahamas, we let it get too far. People feet getting cut off, toes getting cut off, legs getting cut off, and now you want to make the changes.
Right.
And that's when we can't reverse it anymore.
Right. Caller, we'll get you in a second. But what is the range? You say over 500 definitely is scary. But what's a normal range? What's a healthy range to be in?
70
to 110.
70
to 110. So diabetics, 120, we wouldn't argue with them because you don't want it to be too low, because they can have drops throughout the day. So we would admonish them to just monitor as much as they can, because when it drops, it's a problem, and when it goes high, it's a problem.
But 70 to 110, and this person was over 500.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, morning, Dwight, and morning to your guest.
Hi.
Do people born as the diabetic, or do they?
We do
Yes,
have juvenile diabetics, and they are born with it.
Yes, it's rare, but it does happen.
They born that way?
Yes.
Okay, because I recall, a student got it, and it was done that he had it, and he actually have to take shots, when he's
Yeah.
10, 11 years old.
Sometimes-
So that's why I brought that up. Do a family trace have it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's genetic. It does run in families. So if you do have someone in your family, mother, grandmother, father, or grandfather, anything like that, it is more likely that you're at risk to develop it.
So in other words, some people they end up having it anyhow. I mean, they might get it anyhow.
But you can take control, because not because you have a family history of it, that means you have to have it. Once you catch it early, you can do lifestyle modifications, and it will help you along the way.
Have it along the way. Okay.
Well, that's type 2.
Type 2,
right?
yes.
So there's two different types, caller. You got to be careful of that, right? So and then both have genetic components,
Yes.
right? So you're right. But type 1, there's nothing that anyone can do about it. And I know some people who lifelong battles with type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
And it is a struggle.
It is. It's
tough.
really, it's hard on children too to have something like that, because it really kind of almost stigmatizes them in a way, and they can't eat what everyone else around them eating, and they have to give themselves injections. So it's kind of sad to see it happen. And I've seen quite a few children with it, and some are very still happy-go-lucky, but I've seen some who just really, really like, I'm worried, like they down, don't want to associate with anybody, angry. Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about that support for type 1 and type 2 diabetics. What is out there? We know there are a number of associations, but for every aspect of it, the mental health aspect of it as well, what's on offer?
So, like I said earlier, the CNCD unit, we go out in the community and we do the screenings. So once we get you into care, we will know how your numbers are, so we can facilitate whether you need a nutritional consultation, which the Ministry of Health provides for free. We also know there are some psychosocial dynamics in which persons may can't afford to purchase the insulin, so we know we have to reach out to social services. Then we also have counseling through the Diabetic Association, and they would support you, they would monitor, give you education, and it's a support system just to ensure that you are not feeling alone and depressed, because there are others like you that are going through the same thing. For the CNCD unit, we also have diabetic educators to help you along the way, just to make sure that you understand what the disease is about, how to prevent the complications, how to monitor your glucose, when to take your insulin. You wouldn't take it if it's too low because you know it can cause further issues. You wouldn't take your insulin if your glucose is monitored before exercising if it's too low. So we know the ways to get to persons with education, and the awareness is there. So we go out in the community and make sure that these persons are aware of where they can go and who they can turn to in the event that they may have an issue.
Wow. Okay. And if you are pre-diabetic, some things that you'd recommend that you do right now to prevent yourself from crossing that line into type 2 diabetes.
Knowing your status, your HbA1c, definitely you know if you're close to what we call like 6.5.
6.5, yeah.
That is what we call pre-diabetes. And rather than waiting for it to go higher, you would try to start with the nutritionist, with the lifestyle modifications, knowing your glycemic index ratio, knowing that plate that I told you about, knowing that I have to stop eating all 2 slices of macaroni now and make that 1 little slice, and I can't put rice and potato salad with that. I have to put just the salad, the piece of macaroni, and a meat that is as big as my fist without the fingers. Then I know I have to drink plenty water. So I'm doing this for like a 3-month, 6-month ratio, trying to get my HbA1c back to the normal level. When I see that start working and I start exercising along with that, then I know I'm in a good zone. Then I can start modifying what I want to do next. You don't want to wait for it to happen. So prevention is cure. Like I always tell people, you don't want to go through the process of doing things the old-fashioned way. Bush medicine don't take care of everything.
And everybody should be eating the way you mentioned. Everybody.
I just had a question for the exercise, because, a lot of folks, when they think about exercise, they're thinking about the high-impact intensity cardio sessions, or I need to run like Rocky up a pair of steps and whatnot like that. What are some of the exercises people can start off doing? Because, our people, generally speaking, there's been an uptick in persons working out, but where can they start?
Walking.
Yeah, brisk walking. Swimming is also good. If you have issues, like a lot of older people and some younger people too, if you have issues with your joints, you may want to just do something a little bit more comfortable. That would be swimming. You could even just walk up and down in the water briskly, stuff like that. And also, small things you could incorporate in life too. Like if you tell y'all work here at the studio and there's stairs there, if you have stairs at work, take the stairs, not the elevator.
Right.
Every time. You could even walk up and down the stairs at your work a couple times a day. That'll help. Park further away from the destination you at. I know Bahamians like to park their car actually in the building because they just don't want to park far. So park away intentionally and give yourself that extra walk, small changes like that.
And you have your pedometers, your watches you can use for your step exercise. Do challenges amongst yourself and just challenge yourself.
Listen, I will say about that step challenge right there. I have one going with my Rotary Club of South Ocean and another one at my workplace. And when I tell you, folks have become so enamored of just seeing how many steps did I put in today? How many miles is a step? Maybe I can take a walk around the office. I need to go take a walk around the neighborhood in the evening time or whatnot, and they want to beat each other because they're competitive. So it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take some more calls. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, Dwight, man, you cut me quick. Let me ask the lady, where their headquarters located? I thought they said they had one on Michael Road. Is that still there?
Yes, that's the Diabetic Association.
That on Carmichael Road?
Yes, Carmichael Road. That's St. Gregory's Church.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
All right. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Strong. Good morning to your wonderful guest.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the thing is, I love how the lady, the person who texted, I don't know if I was heard it verbatim, they said that fasting cures all diseases. That's what they said?
Pretty much.
But that's ridiculous. I'm listening to the lady, and so it's good to always consult with a physician, and as much as people may think that I think I know, I've learned a lot from consulting and talking with my physicians, right? Not the physicians that I see then. So the thing is, she said something that was partially correct. The intermittent fasting does help with glucose sensitivity, right? But that's in type 2 diabetes. But you also, if you're on medication, you have to consult with doctors if you're taking other medications, and then it won't work with type 1 because it actually can cause like they said, the low sugar, which I guess is hypoglycemia. And so that's frightening for someone to think that while intermittent fasting might have its purpose in cleaning up products from apoptosis or cell death and clean and helping microbial cells do their work. It isn't the fix-all, end-all, be-all. So I mean, I'm surprised that the high level of diabetes type 1 and 2 are attributed to genetics, but lifestyle, genetics loading the gun. Lifestyle pulls the sugar.
Yes.
So even as somebody said, swimming is a good exercise. Of course, it's great. But I just want the public that you don't rule out actually exercising and sweating, because sweating helps the body get rid of toxins. So that's quite significant. I just wanted everybody to be mindful of that, because we have to share these things and make people mindful of what they're actually doing. I've never had a blood sugar. I'm 61. I've never had a blood sugar higher than 110 or something like that. Last time I think it was 92 or 100, and that's after I've eaten. So I mean, I've exercised all my life, but I have other conditions, and so even as me, I don't like to medicate. So if I take one, I'll try to don't take one for that period of time. And also, something a book chain of thought that I really thought was important that I wanted to say. I'll probably text it back if I can remember it, Mr. Strong.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate your call. All right, this person says here, my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which required daily insulin shots. With radical change of diet, reducing the starches and sugars, supplements for helping the pancreas, and with earnest prayers, he is no longer diabetic.
Oh, wow.
Doctors don't want to believe it, but his numbers tell the tale. So is that possible? That type 1, you can get rid of it, you can reverse it?
I mean, I would say it's under control. That sounds great, you know. And that's the thing. If you are compliant, you can get to a point where maybe you don't need to take the insulin. That's why I urge people to have a machine, check your sugar before taking insulin or any diabetic medication, because you may actually be at a point where you're so controlled with your diabetes, it's actually at a good level. You don't need to take that and drop it lower. I wouldn't go as far as to say he doesn't have it anymore. I would say, still be mindful. I don't think that he should drift into no regular lifestyle now, you know what I mean? But I am happy to hear that he is controlled.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The phone lines are all lit up. Running out of time, but let's take one or two more calls. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi. Are you there?
Yes, Brother Strong.
Good morning.
Morning to you and your guest. I was diagnosed with diabetes, for some 31 years now.
Wow.
And I've now lost my sight because of the diabetes.
Oh, boy.
At first, I really wasn't taking care of myself. But as you get older, you then take it more serious, I guess. And that is when I started to lose my sight. But what happened to me, in a quick story, I used to drive the bus. And I was driving bus. That's when Bay Street was running the other way. So that had been a while. And everything I see coming up, it looked like two. I had double vision and everything. And I drove myself to the hospital. And I told the people at the desk what had happened to me, and they rushed me to the back. And when the doctor checked me, the doctor asked me, "You came here with me?" I said, "No, man, I drove myself." He said, "No, you couldn't drive yourself here." My sugar was so high, I spent about 3 weeks in the hospital for them to get my sugar normal. And I was taking insulin from then to this morning when I just eat. The insulin is working for me now. I have my check things that I check my sugar with every other day, every day like that. But I encourage all people, go and get your sugar, go and get your test.
Yeah.
It's very important. And stick with what the doctor telling you. Because some people say, boy, I had to drink this medicine, I had to drink that. I don't try to drink everything. The only thing working for me now is the insulin.
Wow. And how old are you, sorry?
I am now 57.
You're
I
very
was
young.
diagnosed with sugar when I was 26.
Wow.
From 26 to now, I am taking insulin every day. I take insulin twice a day. Every day. And I take two different insulin. I take the Humalog in the day, and I take the Lantus at night that keeps me over till morning. And I've been doing that for 31 years. And with me, I'm one of the only people, when I go to the doctor, they say I'm putting on weight. I'm putting on weight now. When I was diagnosed with sugar, I was weighing like a 32 in the waist. I am up now to 36.
Thank you for sharing your story. I mean, you're really young. That's boy. Thank you so much. I hope people are listening.
I want to say something too. I think you read a comment that said insulin makes things worse or something. I want to say too. I don't know what the public understands insulin to be. They probably think it's some sort of synthetic drug. That's like a man-made thing. But the body naturally produces insulin. We need insulin. So those people that are on insulin, that's not a drug that they're on. That's actually a hormone that the body's supposed to produce, but it's not. So everyone, I assume everyone at the table probably doesn't have diabetes, but we produce an insulin now as we speak, which is why our sugars could be controlled. Those people that have to take those injections, that's because they're not making that and their body should be doing it. So I want y'all to understand insulin is not a drug and it can make things worse when your body producing it itself.
Right. Wow. One final call on this. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Okay, so I just tuned into the station, right? And you're talking about diabetes. So I remember, a short story. I remember this one time, my mom was feeling kind of ill, and I took her to the doctor, and my mother was about, I'll say, in her 50s at the time, and she was like a bush woman. And the doctor had said to me that they had checked her blood sugar and that she was a diabetic. So, they gave her the medication and she was like, I got her the little thing to check the blood sugar in the morning, and she was, she had a friend at the time who she did some work for, and she was a diabetic as well. So at the time, she said, they said I would have to check my blood sugar before I would have to eat or anything like that. So I said, okay, that's fine. And the doctor came to me and she said, well, do you know that your mom isn't supposed to drink bitters? Bitters ain't good for you. And listen to me. From then, you couldn't get me to take one doctor's opinion. I would have to get a second opinion because they gave her the medication for the diabetes or what's not. And she had to take the insulin or whatever. And she said to me, baby girl, I will never take those things. And my mom died from breast cancer. She never took the medicine. Reason being, she went to one of her friend's house, and they, like I said, is a diabetic. And when she went to the house, the lady said, have you eaten this yet? And she said, no. She said, well, let me check your blood sugar. And her blood sugar was normal. So she said, who told you you're diabetic? She said, the doctor told me. She said, and you already started taking the medication? She said, well, today would have been my first day. And she said, well, I didn't because I didn't check it as yet. She said, listen to me, whoever that doctor was, they didn't give you the right diagnostic because my mother was not a diabetic. So most times, even though it is right to take the advice of the doctors because they are here to help us, I feel as though you should get a second opinion when you were told that you are diabetic.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. Second opinions are good, but let's get our response from Nurse Gordon, Nurse Cartwright. What do you say on that?
I would say if she did her HbA1c, I would think they would have done it more than once. And so once the levels would have been over the 6.5 levels, that's the only way they would have been able to diagnose her.
Yeah, the machines that they check their sugar on before they take their medication, that's not a diagnostic test. That's a screening test to tell you what your random sugar would be right now.
Right.
The HbA1c that Nurse Gordon talking about is a marker of diabetes or the potential to develop it.
Right.
It's actually a marker of how high or low your sugar was in the last 3 to 6 months. So if the doctor told her that, chances are they drew blood, ran those tests, and then her HbA1c was high. It's possible for some abnormal HbA1c to have a normal sugar. Okay. The body's complicated. I agree with her. Second opinions, I urge that as well.
Yeah.
I do believe in bush medicine as well, but I don't think people know what each bush is for, so they just randomly taking drugs. That's what I have a problem with.
Right.
And mixing bushes.
And the dosage for me is the problem.
Yeah, they don't know the dose, and then they want to mix it. Sometimes they mix it with pills. So I will never say don't take your bush medicine, but educate once again. Our community has a problem with education and knowing exactly what they're arguing on, what they believe in. So that's my concern.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So as we said, on November 14th is World Diabetes Day. Anything special happening here in the country as a result of this?
Well, November 14th, the Diabetic Association will be having a free symposium at the St. Gregory's Church in Carmichael Road. And they're inviting everyone to come out because you will have persons from the various places to talk on diabetes, the preventative measures, management of it. And we also would have persons coming in from Rotaract doing something on the 8th of November, which will be at the Kendall Jail Isaacs Gym. It's a Zumba class. It's free of charge. They also have a BAF dance for diabetes on November 15th. And that's at 6 a.m. at Goodman's Bay. And the Rotary of South Ocean is having something at Holy Trinity Hall, a health expo.
Thank you so much for mentioning my Rotary Club's event. Thank you. We support all these efforts to address diabetes. Thank you.
And then they're having, in collaboration with the CNCD unit, the Bahamas Diabetes Association will be having a walkathon, or they're calling it a glowathon. So it will start at 6 a.m. from Ararat Key to Goodman's Bay. Now, the CNCD unit, we are doing a collaboration with the Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
Okay.
So to sensitize persons from all ages. So we're doing a poetry competition for children in grade 6, and the theme is Sweet Tooth, Sick Youth. And so the submission for that would be for the primary schools in the government sector from November 20th to December 1st. And we're giving out good prizes and also trophies, of course, bragging rights. Coloring competition for the children in grade 3. Same theme, Sweet Tooth, Sick Youth. And so we want to make sure that all the kids are aware of what's going on with the diabetes and how to help their parents sometimes to make sure that they do the right thing.
Okay.
And we also have a TikTok competition with the various ministries, diabetes in the workplace.
Okay.
So in collaboration with this theme, we want all persons to know what diabetes is all about, and so that we could reach one. And then we have a cooking competition for the college, UB. And we are looking forward to do this live so that persons would be able to see a live cooking competition to cater to diabetic-friendly meals, so people can know we're not stipulating that you can't eat nothing, but know the amount and the portion sizes and know what you can eat, and so that we can help you to help yourself.
Okay, wonderful. And I have one too. The Diabetic Association sent me this. Kids with Diabetes Support Group. They're asking for students to wear Blue Day.
Yes.
And they're asking schools to get the students to pay $2 to $3, and the donations would go to the BDA to support kids with diabetes. And we'll post this as well. All right, so a lot of activities coming up over the next few days. Really quickly, the holidays are coming up. This is a challenging time. There's nothing but cake and drinks and everything sweet at this time, and everybody overindulges. What would you do? What would you say? Advice you give to people with diabetes, people who don't have diabetes during this time of year?
Moderation.
I don't even know where to begin with that. Because I wanted to start my dieting efforts starting this month, but I said, no, January sounds better. So let me be real with
then
everybody.
Then you go to February after Valentine's Day, and then you go to after Easter.
January. So let me tell them, because I don't have diabetes, but for them, I know it's a tricky time. Everyone's giving you the fruitcake, everyone's bringing the stuffing, all that good food. Moderation, like Nurse Cartwright says. If you know you're going to have that stuffing, you can't have the peas and rice and the macaroni. So everything has to be in a balanced proportion. And we're not talking about a regular plate, a 9-inch plate, not the big plate that you get at Christmas time. So at that 9-inch plate interval, you can't go wrong. So you could have your nice candied yams, of course. Thanksgiving is coming up too. You could have that. But don't have the stuffing along with that. And then if you decide you're going to interchange with the rice, you can't have the potato salad. So it's just about moderation, balancing, and drinking plenty of water. So that helps flushes us out, but you still can take it into a high consumption level. So we'll have more fiber. So your candied yams could help you. The peas and rice, no. The crab and rice, no. But if you decide you're going to eat the peas and rice or the crab and rice, do not put the candied yams along with it.
Wow. And there's Carnegie said already, moderation.
Yeah, just moderation and compromise, like I always tell my patients, I'll never tell you to not have something or deprive yourself completely, because that's setting you up for failure right there.
Yeah.
If you completely try to cut something out, especially cold turkey, eventually you're going to crash out and just do what you want to do. So I always say moderation. You can have a little bit of anything you want. Just be mindful and, incorporate the exercise and educate yourself along the way. If you have medication, take the medication and actually change your lifestyle with the medication, because just taking the pills or the insulin is not enough.
Right.
You have to do your part as well to help it along. So that's all I would suggest.
Yeah, it's a lot. but I hear you. Nurse Italia Gordon and Nurse Joanne Cartwright with the Non-Communicable Disease Program with the the Department of Public Health. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Really appreciate it. Deandra, you had a final word you wanted to say?
I did. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know I'm a Long Island girl. We all know that our Southern Islands would have experienced something recently. So I have 3 questions I want to leave with you. And if we have time next week, I want us to take this up again. 1, because I'm still waiting personally to see it. What is the determination for an island to be evacuated? 2, what are the requirements for a person to be evacuated? And 3, is the Bahamian in the north or the south of this country as important as the Bahamian on the Providence?
Heavy questions.
Tough questions. Wait, will we have answers by
I'm not
next
sure.
week?
That's
We'll
why I'm
see.
instigating a discussion. I want us to talk about it.
Very interesting stuff.
I
Thank
can
you very
advise Disaster Preparedness Unit. You can reach out to them. Ministry
Oh,
of
I
Health.
promise you that I'm in contact with all of them.
Okay.
I've been helping with communications for the Hurricane Melissa for my island, beloved Long Island.
Okay.
So
well, thank you. Thank you, D'Angelo. I'll see you next week. And pick up today's NASA Guardian for the Guardian business section. There's some interesting things there that you'll find quite worthy of reading, D'Angelo, including season openings for resorts on Melissa-affected islands delayed. And a SpaceX partnership becomes a boon during Hurricane Melissa. And a whole lot more in today's Guardian business section. This portion of the show brought to you by Seafowl, growing wealth for future generations. Tune into Seafowl Talks tonight at 6:30 p.m. right here on Guardian Radio. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
Hard work and opportunity are the keys to success. I started as a packing boy, a bus boy, and a space cleaner. Now, I'm a businessman and a lawyer. As chairman of BAIC, I focus on creating new opportunities for Bahamian entrepreneurs and farmers. I'm Darren Pickstock, in Golden Isles. It would be an honor to work hard for Golden Isles and help with concerns big and small. Let's work together to create new pathways to security and success for more Bahamians.
This has been a paid announcement by the Progressive Liberal Party.
Hey sis, are you ready to reset, refocus, and rise? It's time for the Unstoppable Weekend, happening November 8th and 9th in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Join us for 2 unforgettable days of empowerment. Saturday's luncheon brings inspiration, connection, and sisterhood. Sunday, Stuck to Unstoppable workshop, focusing on shifting mindsets, breaking limiting beliefs, and equipping you with the tools to step boldly into your next season. Register today at www.heysisempowerment.com. Your unstoppable journey starts now.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Don't wait for a storm to arrive. Stock up on hurricane supplies, make home repairs, purchase a generator, and more this hurricane season with a Fidelity personal loan. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Ladies, get ready. The premier women's empowerment event of the year is here. Inspire Her 2025. Join us November 20th at the Bahamar Convention Center for a transformational experience featuring Emmy Award-winning Tabitha Brown and first female CEO of BET, Deborah Lee. Gain powerful insights, build meaningful connections, and walk away with strategies to elevate your career and life. Tickets available now. Get yours on the Alive Events app before it's too late. Don't miss Inspire Her.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.